Well, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Hopefully you're stuffing yourself to death with some good food.
Not to death, maybe half to death. Not all the way to death.
Only Tim and Troy if they're hunting.
Tim and Troy, we hope you guys are choking on turkey
kidding.
right now.
We love you guys. Hey, another kick butt episode today.
Yes, for
Frankie
sure.
Clark and Clinton go out and have, a hunt of a lifetime.
And it's one of those things where these guys have had a relatively slow fall, you know, speaking for them. I know we always have to speak in relative terms, but like the amount of deer that they've seen and big bucks and rutting activity for those guys has been...
You know what this is? Have you ever heard what this is?
Yeah, go ahead.
That's the world's tiniest violin. Come on, man.
I know what it is, but I'm just saying, like for those guys, when you're used to a certain level of, you know, quantity of deer and rutting activity, and you're not seeing it, like it has been a slow fall for them, and those guys teamed up, they got in the ground blind, went out, and, well...
Man, don't give them the whole hunt here.
Let's find out what happens.
Well, it's November 14th. We are in a blind because the wind does not cooperate and do what we wanted to do. So we brought a decoy, put out here in the standing beans. We know there's one big buck that we've been getting pictures of in here. Been a regular, so we wanted to get the stand in the back, but the wind is just not right to get back there. So we're just gonna play it safe, and we're within 100 of there, probably 150, but we can see a little bit better out here anyways. But hopefully we're gonna do a lot of calling. We got the decoy out, and hella sunshine, got dog's ass every once in a while, right?
Has to eventually. You can't hunt every day forever and not shoot one or see one. I should have shot one last night and I didn't do it, so he was just a touch too far. And I knew I had a school board meeting I had to be at 7 o'clock, and Frankie wasn't with me, so I let him go.
She's a poking and joking tonight, boys.
We'll get something done tonight with both of us. So here we go.
I'm a touch back, but
You hit the blind.
I know. Dude, he would not stop.
No, it's all right.
That's a big whopper, dude. You hear that?
Did he?
I was hunting for like 41, dude.
What'd you shoot him for?
40, 41.
Yeah.
When he was standing there, I pulled back on him, he was 40.
Yeah, he didn't go. He didn't get away too much. He cut to the right, so I'd say you're good. Got him, baby. Hey, got baby. He's dead. Might be in the morning, but we got him.
I can't go in the morning at work.
Well, we'll figure it out. We'll come back at 2 o'clock if we have to.
Oh, God. There's blood pouring out of him.
Was there?
Oh, yeah. Hey, we're gonna kill one of those blinds.
You owe me $100.
Well, we're about out of light. We're gonna head back to the truck. What we got about a half acre, 3/4 acre of standing beans. We had the farmer leave. That's what we have the flags up for, is marking this off for the farmer. I never got time to pull them yet, and the ground froze. So what we did, we came in the night. We wanted to hunt a ridge back here, but the wind was wrong. So we came in, and we had this HME blind up on a platform here, and I brushed it in with some cedars. And then we took the decoy and put out here about 15 yards. And we had pretty good luck tonight. I've never really used a decoy. It's the first deer I've ever shot over a decoy. So all the other bucks come like they were going to come to that decoy. And then he started to, and then he seen a couple does that were up there. And then he went back to the does. And he gave me about a 41 yard shot. So, but we're going back out. Clint's got his daughter's ball game. And then we're going to come back in here in about an hour and a half or 2 hours probably. And look for him. Probably see what we got for blood. And then we'll go from there.
Beautiful night, man. Look at that sunset. It's been a tough year trying to get on one. Frank was talking about going to basketball game tonight with the kids getting older, and Frank working swing shift. It makes it pretty tough to hunt. We probably, what do you think, 4 or 5 times maybe?
Maybe 4.
Yeah, I mean it's late November. We've hunted together maybe 5 times. I had a deer last night I probably should have shot, and I just by myself, and I just, it's just not as meaningful, I guess. I mean, it wasn't a huge deer, but it was a nice deer. But if Frank would have been there, I'd have pole waxed him for sure. Tried to, but that deer's a giant, dude. We'll give him some time and get the thermal charged up, and that's wide open oak timber down that ridge where he went. We'll be able to, there was a lot of blood when he turned. So, oh yeah.
Casey.
Two things you take to the deer stand when you go with Clinton. Coffee and sunglasses, normally. We'll catch up with you later on after the ball game.
There's a fire in all of us. Anticipation leads to preparation, and nobody knows how to prepare better than we do. Moose Utility Division has the largest offering of ATV and UTV accessories on the planet. The end result is a fire we can all share.
All right, here we go. We didn't shoot it, but we're on the track. There's the speed demon up ahead of us. We got Frank, Rector, our buddy Josh, and myself. And we're en route to go find, let's hope, the biggest deer Frank's ever shot with his bow. So
Might be the biggest deer any of us shot down here for the
Yeah,
Bowhunter
it-
Ag team.
It could be. It's
For sure. It's a big one.
it's a big one. I think Frank. I think he understood how big it was, but I'm not sure he understood.
I
So
don't think it's going to sink in until he grabs it.
here we go, boys.
Just like that.
Well, that's about 3 hours later, so Clint had to get the ball game done and ate some dinner with the wife. So we're gonna slide in here and see what we got. Hopefully he's laying right there at the end of that ridge, or where that ridge starts. So we'll check the blood and see from there.
Ah, there's one right there, guys. He's cold. Leave it to clumsy Josh.
He ran like this and then he Well, he found the contact, or the where the arrow hit him here.
His hair there and everything.
There's hair, decent blood.
Hair right there. Pretty good blood spraying. Holy crap, dude. Look at this. Blood rector there.
Yeah, it's all over here.
Nillman's over there. Look at that, 6 foot.
I'll stay for a little longer.
Who's bride?
Okay.
Yeah, you're good now. Look in it. Yeah, that's all right. Bubbles in it there. Got bubbles in it there.
There he is.
Are you kidding me?
Dead?
Yeah, he's laying right there. See his horn sticking up?
Oh yeah, I didn't know. It's not frozen in the ground. Wow. That's crazy, dude. Oh, thanks.
Look at that sucker, buddy.
Oh my, look at the mass on that thing.
Broke that off right there. Well, we had a pretty good day. We pulled it off. Beautiful, beautiful deer. Probably 4 or 5 year old deer. I don't know. Had like one picture of him. He came in here about 2 weeks ago, I think. We had a picture of him up here in the food plot. So the only reason I know that is because in the picture you can see this. You see this little crook. So, but, beautiful deer. It's been a trying couple months between find out you're gonna lose your job and hunting just ain't been that good. And that Clint's been busy. I've been busy. I've been hunting quite a bit for being busy, but not having any luck. All changes in one day. So, a beautiful, beautiful deer. What a beautiful deer.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's shooting.
Look, boys. Rector. Congratulations,
Glad
man.
it didn't keep going downhill.
Great deer.
Great deer.
Good job, guys.
Well, we had a good night, to say the least. Been a slow couple weeks, and the bucks are just now finally getting off lockdown. Starting to cruise and do a little bit of tonight. Like I think they were trying to get in the feed mode a little bit. So got a pretty good crew here helping me get him out. He just didn't go really that far like we thought he did. So just a good night, good deer, best deer I've ever killed with a bow. So
Time to celebrate. Now I gotta go to work.
I'm all for the celebrating.
Woo! That, I know.
When's that going to happen to us, Graf?
I know, dude. That's
When's the
serious?
177 just going to walk in front of us?
177, was that the official score?
If my old brain can remember correctly, 177 is what that deer scored.
You know what? I've only got one thing to say. Congratulations to those
Yes.
guys. You know what? I mean, talk about a couple teammates that have been with us for forever for the most part. And these guys continue to work together, come up with plans. And you know what? I think, again, you listen to what these guys say. The wind wasn't right. It wasn't right. They went to the ground blind. Dude, sometimes a lot of us always push on and say what? Yeah, it's the rut. Not going to worry about it.
Anything can happen.
And they can come from any direction.
anywhere.
But man, you know what? I always give these two credit because you know what? They do use their heads and they set themselves up for success, period.
Yeah, and there's a lot of hard work and preparation that goes into these types of hunts that we don't always get to see, right? I mean, they've got a blind out.
That's because they didn't film it. They're supposed to film it for us.
No, we've only got so much time to show everything, right? I mean, they've got a ground blind out on a platform that they built, fully brushed in, ready for that type of scenario where a lot of us, like, I don't have that. I don't have any ground blinds out on a platform anywhere. I mean, sometimes it's just the amount of work you put in is what you get out of it. And it doesn't always work out, that way. But, fortunately for these guys, when that big buck stepped out at 40 yards broadside, Frank made it count. Made a heck of a shot on that deer. And I know it looked a touch back, but honestly, in my opinion, like that's a darn near a perfect shot. It was a double lung shot. The deer didn't go very far at all. Blood trail that anybody could have followed.
And I think the thing you got to point out too, because there's all these little details. You know what? He was at full draw for a while there.
Sure.
And the man, I'm telling you,
And then he let down and
he
drew
did
again.
let down and he drew again. And sometimes a little bit of quick little rest.
Sure.
Take a deep breath, pull it together versus pushing it, just and letting that arrow fly.
Yeah.
Don't make that mistake.
For sure. So congratulations to Frankie and the rest of the crew, Clinton, Tyler, and everybody else that was with for recovery. It was a great job.
It was.
Hopefully you guys can put a few more deer down before the season ends. Next up, guys, we're going to do the Ask the Experts section brought to you by the folks at Lancaster Archery. So this week's question is from Rich Ruth, who says, what factors can contribute to broadhead inaccuracy and what are the cures? So for this week, we're going to turn it over to PJ Riley and see what he's got to say.
So what can cause broadhead inaccuracy? There's several variables that are going to be in play there potentially, but first off, I'm assuming we're talking about fixed blades because they're the ones that tend to cause people the most problems. And so to start off, some things that can cause inaccuracy is your bow tune. Make sure your bow is tuned for broadheads. That means that when you shoot a field point and shoot a broadhead arrow, those should be right with each other. If they're not, if your broadhead arrow flies away from your field tip arrow, there's something wrong with your tuning. So you're gonna have to fix that with your bow. All right, so then once you're shooting broadheads, let's say your bow is tuned and you're just getting some erratic flight from your broadheads, one of the things you may want to check is the end of your arrows. If your arrows, if you're shooting carbon arrows, if the end is not perfectly square, you can imagine the broadhead can sit in there at an angle. If it's not sitting perfectly straight in line with your arrow, you can have your broadhead flying off. So we've got here an arrow squaring tool. What I like to do before I do anything with my new arrows, set them in here, give a couple spins. What this is doing, the end here is actually sanding off the ends of my carbon arrow, making sure it's perfectly flush. And a way you can test to see if your broadheads are aligned well, this is a spin test. This is a very basic, I'm just rolling it across a flat surface, watching the point here. If I see the point wobbling, that lets me know that it's not sitting in there right, which could mean the end of the arrow is not square, or, sometimes you just get a broadhead with a bent ferrule down here. If the ferrule is bent, it's going to sit in there at an angle. You're going to have problems with your broadheads. Those are the primary problems that cause broadhead inaccuracy.
Hey, PJ, thanks for the advice. Hopefully that answers your question, Rich.
Yep.
And thank goodness, woo! that PJ didn't shoot any of our bucks when he was in town.
But
here.
now he says he's coming back for a second gun
I
season.
saw that. I'm
He's
like,
gonna
what?
kill him then.
What?
I told PJ as a little known thing that non-residents aren't allowed in Illinois for second shotgun season. I don't know if PJ knew that.
He needs to, yeah.
Should read the regulations, PJ. You're not allowed back. Yeah. So, in any case, we are going to move on next to trophy photos.
Why don't you take PJ underneath your wing? Have him come hunt with you when he's out
Under
there.
my wing.
Yeah. See, PJ, give him a call, man.
Yeah, come on, PJ. We'll go hunt together. I'll put you in some really primo spots.
The forest preserve.
Where you're guaranteed to see a deer every 7th sit. All right, guys, next up, we've got the trophy photos for this week's episode, so let's take a look.
AJ Bryan.
Cody Carothers.
Dusten Dean.
Dylan Richardson.
Kyle Clark.
And Vince Trutner.
Hey guys, congratulations on these great trophy bucks. There's some nice ones here. Justin is still mulling over who the winner's going to be. He's struggling. I'm hearing some moans and some weird breathing going on.
I don't know how to go with this one, but
I just like the fact that finally, after a good solid year, Brad has finally given me the easier last names to say.
Yeah, you had
he
some
finally,
easy
that was
ones
kind of
this
nice.
week.
That was kind of good.
I'm going to give this week to...
It's all you, my man.
I'll tell you what, it was going to be Dylan Richardson. Posed up the deer nice, used the flash, big smile, no bow. And he's wearing an orange hat. Sorry, buddy. Not sure if that's a gun kill. So, Vince Trutner is going to be our winner.
Nice.
He's got the deer posed, got a big smile, can see his bow. Congratulations to Vince on a heck of a deer and an awesome trophy photo. So Vince, make sure you email us your information. We will get you your Buck Bomb and HS prize pack sent out ASAP. And that's it. Thanksgiving is over, which means, what's tomorrow, Todd? What's the day after Thanksgiving?
Dude, Black Friday, all kinds of good things to be thankful for and to get good deals on.
Yeah,
get to our Instagram page, look at the live story.
Yep.
All of the specials that we know of are going to be posted on that page. What else do we got?
So, well, we're going to have
What about
our own
specials?
Our own Black Friday deals. We got some sweet Bowhunter Dye shirts. We've got hats. We've got decals. We've got all sorts of good
New decals,
deals.
too.
Yeah, we do.
We're going to give everyone a free decal that buys from us right there.
Everybody that
Cool
puts
one.
an order in over Black Friday weekend does get a free decal, but we're going to have awesome deals on hats, shirts, and everything else. So, guys, make sure Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you check out bowhunting.com or any of the social media platforms for our Black Friday deals, as well as deals from all of our partners. I know a lot of them are having great sales this weekend as well. We've got the info on everything, so make sure you check out the website. And we will be back on Saturday, actually, for the conclusion of our Wyoming trip. We had a couple of other deer hit the ground, and Dustin flung a few arrows while we were there, so we've got some fun hunts. So make sure you guys check back on Saturday morning. We'll have another episode of Bowhunt or Die.
Don't overdo it now.
How's that?
That's not even look a little more. That's a little more. You
Let me
kinda,
see. You're fine, dude. That's way better than it was. That didn't really work the way I had it in my mind.